What Caitlyn just said has the potential to change everything. Trust me, this is one story you don't want to miss. Let's dive straight into it. Recently, Caitlyn dropped a bombshell in an interview with Michelle Steele that's got everyone talking. She's mentally, physically, and emotionally exhausted. And honestly, who wouldn't be? She's been on an unrelenting grind for a year straight, giving her all in every single game. I know it might look easy from the stands or our couches, but the grind is real. Caitlyn has been carrying an immense load, and it's taking a serious toll. Now, here's where it gets really intense. Fans are pointing fingers at Coach Christie Sides, holding her responsible for Caitlyn's fatigue. And you know what? They might be onto something. In the last game, Caitlyn played all 40 minutes without a single break. That's just crazy. It's like, come on, how can anyone keep up that kind of pace? But hold up, it gets even juicier. While Caitlyn is taking a much-needed break, guess who's stepping up? The legend herself, Cheryl Miller. That's right, Cheryl's back, and she's leading the All-Star team. Some folks are even betting that she could be the savior the Indiana Fever desperately needs. Just imagine a refreshed Caitlin Clark with Cheryl Miller calling the shots. Mind-blowing, right? Before we get deeper into this saga, if you're loving this content and you want to stay in the loop on all things WNBA, smash that subscribe button and follow us. We've got the latest scoops, the hottest takes, and everything in between. All right, back to Caitlyn. Let's get serious for a moment. This girl is a beast on the court, but at what cost? In her recent interview, she laid it all out. She's exhausted.
That's the main reason I'm not doing it is, to be honest, I'm pretty mentally, physically, emotionally exhausted. I've been competing for a year straight.
And it's no surprise. Since she joined the league, she's been playing nonstop. And here's the kicker. She decided to skip the skills and three-point contest during the All-Star break. Now, for someone like Caitlyn, who's an absolute three-point machine, that's a huge red flag. It shows just how much she needs this break. Caitlyn has been carrying the Fever on her back, playing almost every minute of every game. That's not sustainable, folks. Those of us who've been following her journey know how dedicated and competitive she is. So when she says she needs a break, we need to take it seriously. She's doing this for her health, and she's absolutely right. But we can't ignore the bigger picture here. This situation raises some serious questions about how the Fever is being managed. Is the team relying too much on Caitlyn? Is Coach Christie Sides distributing playing time properly? These are questions that need answers. And speaking of Christie Sides, we've got to talk about her coaching decisions. I've been watching Caitlyn's games, and something is definitely off. Sides is making some questionable choices, like playing Caitlyn for 40 minutes straight. That's just not sustainable in the long run. No player can keep up that pace for long. And it's not just that. Sides is making substitutions that don't make any sense. Sometimes she takes Caitlyn out at crucial moments or leaves her on the court without enough support. This isn't just affecting Caitlyn's performance, it's impacting the whole team. Look, I know Caitlyn is amazing, and we all want to see her on the court as much as possible, but Sides is putting too much weight on her shoulders. We're seeing Caitlyn tired, sometimes frustrated, and that's not good for anyone. But hey, there's a light at the end of the tunnel, and that light is Cheryl Miller. Yep, the legend of women's basketball is back, and she's not just here for a cameo. Cheryl was chosen to coach the WNBA All-Star team this year, and let me tell you, she's still got it. During practice, she was asking players what plays they wanted to run. Imagine Caitlyn in an environment like that, where she can give ideas and be heard. That's the kind of leadership that makes all the difference. Miller isn't just posing as a coach, she's genuinely involved, watching every detail, every play. And get this, she only found out she'd be coaching a week before the event. Even so, she was there, putting on a show of leadership and knowledge. Those of us who follow Caitlyn know how much she could benefit from a coach like that. Someone who understands the game, respects the players, and knows how to get the best out of each one without burning them out. And that's not all. Cheryl Miller has been talking a lot about the growth of women's basketball. She's impressed with the facilities and the investment that's happening. Imagine what she could do with a team like the Fever. With all that knowledge and passion for the game, I don't know about you, but I'm starting to dream here. Could we be seeing the start of a new era for the Indiana Fever? And more importantly, could we be seeing a chance for Caitlyn Clark to finally get the support she deserves? Are you thinking the same thing I am? Like, what if Cheryl Miller came to the Fever? It's not just a crazy dream. A lot of people are talking about it. We've already seen that Christie Sides isn't cutting it. Then comes Miller, showing all this knowledge and leadership at the All-Star game. Can we ignore that? The truth is, the Fever needs a change, and it needs it now. Those of us who watch Caitlyn game by game know the potential she has. but we can also see that she needs a system that supports her, that lets her shine without burning out. And Miller, man, she has everything to be that coach. First, she has the respect. Who wouldn't listen to one of the greatest players of all time? Second, she understands the game. We saw how she was analyzing plays at the All-Star, how she was interacting with the players. Moreover, Miller already has coaching experience. She's coached at the university level, coached a professional team. She knows what she's doing. And just imagine her working with Caitlin in Boston. This could turn the Fever into an elite team. The question is, will the Fever have the courage to make this change? Because folks, it's not just about winning games. It's about taking care of our stars, about building a solid future for the team. Speaking of the future, let's seriously talk about the Fever's future. We've seen that things aren't going well, but the potential is huge. First, we have Caitlin and Boston. These two together could be the best duo in the league. Easy. But for that to happen, the Fever needs changes, and not small ones. The first thing is obvious. They need to resolve this coaching situation. Whether it's with Cheryl Miller or another strong name, the Fever needs someone who understands the modern game and knows how to use the talent they have. Then, we need to talk about player rotation. Caitlin can't play so many minutes every game. It's not sustainable. The new coach will need to find a way to give her rest without compromising the team's performance. The Fever has a window of opportunity now. With Caitlin on the team, they have one of the most talented players in the league. But if they don't take care of her, if they don't build a decent team and structure around her, they risk losing all of that. It's no exaggeration to say the franchise's future is at stake here. If the Fever gets these changes right, we could be seeing the birth of the next WNBA dynasty. But if they continue on this path, then things could get really bad. Just imagine, we have Caitlin Clark, one of the greatest promises women's basketball has ever seen, playing on a team that doesn't know how to take advantage of her potential. And the worst part, the clock is ticking. Every game that passes with Caitlin exhausted, every wrong decision by the coaching staff, every missed opportunity to improve the roster, all of this is putting not just this season, but the entire franchise's future at risk. If Caitlin decides she's had enough, we know she's loyal. But how long can she keep carrying the team on her shoulders? The decisions made in the coming weeks will determine whether we witness the rise of a new powerhouse in the WNBA or the waste of one of the league's greatest talents. Despite everything seeming complicated for the Fever right now, we still have reasons to be excited. The future can be bright, guys, and you as fans can be a part of this change. So tell me in the comments, what do you think the Fever needs to do now? Who do you want to see as the new coach? How can we help Caitlin shine even more? Don't forget to like this video if you agree that the Fever needs urgent changes, and subscribe to the channel so we can continue this conversation and follow every step of Caitlin Clark, the Indiana Fever, and the entire WNBA together. And look, it doesn't stop there. We're in a crucial phase of the season. Every game counts. Every decision by the management can change the team's direction. Are you ready for this roller coaster? Because I am. Let's keep an eye on how Caitlin will recover after this rest period, how the team will adjust, and if those changes we're all hoping for will happen. But before you go, there's more breaking news about Caitlin Clark that you need to know. Remember how we talked about her exhaustion and the need for changes? Well, the story has taken another unexpected turn. Caitlin Clark has been left off Team USA's Olympic team for Paris 2024, and you won't believe the reasons why. To get all the details on this shocking development, click on the video currently on your screen. Trust me, you don't want to miss this latest update in the Caitlin Clark saga. It's a game changer that could reshape the entire landscape of the WNBA. Click now and let's dive into this new chapter together.